Welcome to MMO Grinder Sidequest, where I take a look at the remnants of a dying genre that has since mutated into the mobile free-to-play and live service market, giving you a quick first impression. Today I'll be looking at Ninjala, an out-of-nowhere free-to-play arena brawler first showcased in a surprise Nintendo Direct and exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. Ninjala recently had a limited beta event showcasing a single game mode that, didn't go very well. Despite the absolute trash fire that was this event's constant connection errors, which are very easy to dunk on, I was able to get in a few rounds here and there, and found that what I was able to play was rather enjoyable, even if I wasn't really sure what was going on. Make instant notice of Ninjala's we can also Splatoon aesthetic, with 90s Western culture layered upon modern Japanese pop culture. Playable characters are kids, not squids, who use specially formulated bubblegum to gain ninja powers and weaponry. I don't know, just go with it. Running an Unreal Engine 4, I was surprised just how coherent and overall pleasant and colorful this aesthetic was, unheard of in most of these free-to-play games, especially those made overseas. But I suppose Gung Ho Online Entertainment isn't a stranger to the scene, having helmed both remasters of Grandia and Grandia 2, as well as a few other titles of varying popularity and acclaim. Not unlike the cartoony visuals, with Splatoon vibes, the music and sound also fit that description, with a lot of high impacts for fighting, plenty of player character shouts, and an over-the-top sports-style announcer. Music also consists of the rock-pop style with some Eastern influence. Gameplay is, I really had no idea what I was supposed to be doing. The tutorial you're dumped into basically says, here's the controls, alright, good luck out there, without telling you any of the game's combat nuance. So attempts for me to explain it will be full of speculation based solely on what I felt that I understood was going on, so here goes anyway. In the only play mode available, Battle Royale, groups of 8 players duke it out in a rather small arena to collect orbs and break drones, in order to have the most points. While doing so, other players are likely to fight you for these drones, so points are also earned by knocking out other players, or earning Ippon knockouts, which I assume were the knockouts that you force the player to hit a wall with enough force that they're stuck to it in a splatter of gum. This seems like it can be achieved with a special move, very hard hits, or taking an opponent's HP down with the exact same hit that causes them to hit the wall. Again, I'm spitballing here, but I've won more than a few of these matches, so I must have been onto something. Combat itself is very anime in style, as in your tiny gum kid ninjas can run up walls, dash, dive towards each other in midair, and get locked in some honestly cool feeling combat, as weapons clash in midair, and you have parry and recovery opportunities, even choosing a direction with every clash in an attempt to catch your opponent off guard. I was having a lot of fun with it, but I seriously had no idea if I was even doing it correctly. At the end of the match, points are tallied with a bonus of 500 given to the player or players with the most drones destroyed, and 1,000 to the player or players that scored the highest number of Ippon knockouts. This can toss players in the lower ranks to a respectable amount up the leaderboard if the point totals are close enough in the match. Dependent on your rank at the end of the match, you'll get awarded some XP and some unlocks, and then, well, either I'd queue for another match or the servers would just shut down again. I really can't tell you more than that, but I was having a lot more fun than I thought I was going to. Nintendo's always been weirdly afraid of online connections, though Gung Ho is privately hosting this game. Apparently to the point that you should be able to play it on Switch without forking over the cash for Switch Online, which is a pretty smart move on their part provided they get their servers working. But in that same vein, it doesn't seem like they'll have voice support or text chat features, instead leaving all communication to emotes. Doesn't really shock me in the least, and I honestly prefer it, as the last thing I want to hear in a match is someone trying to metagame this goofy thing. As a free-to-play, I'm wagering a cash op is not only inevitable but likely, and hopefully it'll stick to cosmetic skins rather than better weaponry. Though I'm pretty sure they'll just sneak a battle pass in there for some reason. The sheer amount of cosmetic options, even in this preview, were way more than I expected, and character design freedom is so vast that you can make any character in the game look and sound like a completely different character, making me wonder why we have to choose a character in the first place. Still, this beta, while enjoyable when it worked, barely worked and probably soured more than a few people already. Limiting the play sessions to 3 one-hour blocks that were barely open for more than 20 minutes a session wasn't the greatest of optics. They really should have let this run over a weekend. On the opposite end, we did have a lot of bootlickers out in force on Twitter praising everything and instantly going to bat against anyone who lobbed the tamest critique their way. I'm clearly somewhere on the "this was a big oof" side, though I've defended bad launches in the past, but yeah, try to make sure you can handle the server load if you're giving people barely enough time to test the game that's less than a month away from launching. I can easily see myself playing a much more stable version of this game, and I'm looking forward to see what other weapons, stages, and play modes come about, while seriously hoping for a better tutorial. I encourage anyone interested and able to check it out whenever it pops back up. Was that a bubblegum pun? I didn't do that on purpose, I swear. This has been an MMO Grinder Sidequest, and it's time the server crashed again.